It's the 1st of October, 2017. New month, which happens to be one of my favorite months. This is the month when a cosplayer can dress up as whoever they want to be, and nobody questions why the heck you're dressed up as something. Kinda nice, actually. Which, of course, given I've taken up streaming recently, if I had enough costumes, I might actually cosplay every stream. Might be something that happens in the future. But for now, the stream that's going to occur before Halloween, oh yeah, that I'm going to be cosplayed in that. Which, given what I'm going to be cosplayed as, my god, I'm going to be roasting for 3 hours. But, still, should be a blast. It's the 2nd of October, 2017, and I just got a new game mastering tool that I am very looking forward to using. I got the official Doctor Who role-playing game Dice. Yeah, I know, bit silly, but 1 is a Dalek, 2 Dalek, 3 a unit soldier, 4 a Cyberman, 5 K9, and 6 the good old trusty TARDIS. See, I got these actually for 2 reasons. One is that, well, come on, they're freaking fancy dice. If you're a game master, why not do it with some style? But also, I did it because, here's the thing about my brain. When it comes to dice with dots on them, I have to do a 2-part process with my brain. First, I have to count the dice up. Go like, some are obvious, like 6s or something like that, right? But then I have to do the math in my head. This way, my brain, where it slowly clicks a bit slower than some other brains, let's put it that way, gets 1 step out and gets the action to my players. Frankly, whatever takes the least amount of time between me rolling dice and me telling the players what happens next, that's my main goal as a game master. So yes, they're fancy and they do stuff, and sure, I've got enough sets of D6s already to where I could have totally just cobbled different D6s from different sets and made one. But why not make just the 1 set, make it my Doctor Who dice, they'll last longer for that specific thing, and just do it with some style. So, yeah, that's why I decided to get those. Okay, initial thoughts on these dice. I noticed something. It's awesome. I thought these were decals. Turns out they're not. These are carved into the dice. So this is actually the surface of the dice. So not decals. So that means unless the white paint wears off, which I don't know how I would be using them to that extent, but unless this white paint wears off, these things are going to last me a while. Nice! So I just watched the Rick and Morty Season 3 finale. Holy crap. That was interesting. I just, whoa! Okay, that was pretty dang good. A war with the president. That's all I'll say. That's all you need to know if you haven't seen it. Just a war with the president. Not our real world president. They weren't making a political statement. They were quite literally just having a war with the Rick and Morty president. It was voiced by... I can't think of the actor's name at this point. He's one of those voices where you hear his voice and go, oh, you! Yeah, you. Yeah, one of those. So I shaved tonight, and there's a tiny little blade at the top that is used to get right underneath your nose. Unfortunately, there's a slight problem. This is proof you get warts and all on this, by the way, because this is not a fun look. It's a tiny cut, should be done with by the night, but I haven't said goodnight to you guys yet, so you get this ridiculous look right here. So, good night, everybody. And if you have to shave tonight, please be careful if you're shaving under here. That part can totally get sliced up. It's the 3rd of October, 2017, and yeah, really late night, but D&D got canceled today, so I sort of took some time off and just relaxed. So several things today. I watched the 2nd episode of Magic School Bus, and it looks like they're still doing a bang-up job of it. They've definitely taken the kids' personalities and kept them intact, just modernized the kids up a bit, right? loving Fiona Frizzle. She does a fine job taking over for Valerie. And at the end, the calling into the Magic School Bus thing that they always did, turns out Valerie Frizzle took over that role. So instead of calling into the producer, they're calling into Professor Frizzle. So, kind of digging that one. But anyway, just a side note on Magic School Bus. Meanwhile, my meditation course, it's going to be fascinating. So I got to pick a new one, because the other one got done, and I went for the latest one that they just recently did. I thought, why not? I'll have a chance to do the other ones anyway. So this one is about ethics, and how it applies to meditation, which to some people immediately goes, whoa, how do you get a phrase like ethics involved in something like meditation? How's that friggin' work? Interesting. So she's going at it from an angle that's giving me some education about other religions and stuff like that too. Specifically Buddhism, the practice itself, more than the religion, I think. But Buddhism apparently has 5 tenets that people try to go by. 5 ethics tenets, at least. I don't know if it's full-blown tenets of the entire thing. She didn't go into that detail. I don't suspect she's going to, because that's not really the point of the course in the first dang place. Let's see if I can remember the 5 off the top of my head. I really shouldn't have given you the number. That's usually a good content creator trick, is you just say few, and then you don't have to worry if you've missed some. But hey, let's go for the challenge, shall we? Okay, let's see, and I'll probably not do them in order, but 1 was watch how you talk. And I'm probably going to butcher the way it's specifically said, but I'm going to give you the gist, as it were. So watch your speech. Don't murder anyone. That one's fairly obvious. Don't take any substances that will cause you to do anything harmful. Did I already get to that many already? What's the last one? Shoot. Oh god, this is going to be extraordinarily telling. I just realized what the 5th one was. Maybe I was trying to avoid it mentally or something. 5 is watch your sexuality. I kid you not, they actually had a sexuality clause in there. That was fascinating to me. And it'll be covered in the course. So yeah, these are interesting to me because I see parallels in my own faith in these. I always love seeing parallels in different religions, these universal truths, as you were. The things that, no matter which faith you happen to have, you still believe in that universal truth, to where you can look across the room at someone that has a different faith than you and still go, oh yeah, we both totally agree on this one. It's things like, don't kill someone. Everybody can agree on that one, regardless of what your faith happens to be. So it's one of those where, unless we're talking about fundamentalist on any equation. I'm not just going to single anyone out. I mean, any equation. I've heard of fundamentalist even in Christianity. I mean, Spanish Inquisition, anybody? That's one of our horrible marks in history. But the point is that regardless of all of that, you can usually agree on that one. And again, that's what I find interesting. These 5 tenets could be put in the golden rule in my faith, which is, love your neighbor as yourself. Much like Jesus took the 10 commandments and turned them into love your neighbor as yourself and fulfilled the Mosaic law, we can do the same thing with these 5, and it pretty much comes down to a basis of don't harm yourself and don't harm others. Pretty sound stuff. So yeah, my meditation was interesting tonight. I also like her style. Every single time I go to a different course that has a different person, everyone does a guided meditation differently. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So it's always interesting. She seems to be more of if the first one is any indication, she seems to be more the body scan type that sort of has you focus on different parts of your body as you go, and then finally go to full body. So she seems to be the body scan type, which is interesting to me. and like I said, there's no right or wrong way to guided meditate. I've done body scans before, whenever I was doing the mindful eating course on there, and that was the first time I got exposed to that, so I know what that is. But yeah, it's interesting, and she does a dang good job at it. Most of them do. I haven't run across a bad instructor yet in this app. That's what makes it so good. I guess the only other thing is, there's been some rhetoric going around lately, and I'm not going to say what it is either, but Samuel's thoughts might get a bit spicy this month. Okay, not spicy, to be fair. That's totally clickbaity. I'm going to be talking about something that people might consider political, but I don't consider political. So it's not me going against my political policy, as it were. It's just come up recently due to events. So, let me put it this way. Scott Johnson drew a comic about it recently. There. If you do some digging, you'll figure it out. I've got my own midway, not on one side or the other, way of thinking about it. Let's put it that way. But it's 9:02, so for now, after a tease, I gotta get to bed. So with that, as usual, good night, everybody. Also, any relaxation I got from my meditation just totally got spoiled by talking, but hey, that's how much I love you guys. So, remember that. Good night. It's the 6th of October, 2017. Did a lot of stuff today, I'll tell you later, but the point is I'm starting this off by bragging on Mom a little bit. So, we've got watermelon seeds. We want to keep them for next year, so we need to freeze them. Just put them in a Ziploc bag, right? No, not right. You stop that right now. Actually, what it is we've got some, one of those food saver bag things where you can vacuum seal things. But Mom came up with an even better way because that could screw up the seeds. Instead, she took an old pill bottle, labeled it with watermelon seeds. I would show you the full label, but then that would show you the old prescription number, so let's not do that. But she put that there, and honestly think that's kind of freaking brilliant. I'm here at Whitley County High School, my own personal alma mater. I take this trip once or twice a year because it's time for the drama group that I was part of back in the day. This generation's play happens. So I'm sort of one of the ones that always comes in for these. I try not to miss one if I can manage it. I'm late for a call. I told the boys I'd be late because of the play. So we're doing this on the run. Ready? So the play that I watched tonight was a play called Digging Up the Boys. Its author was actually from Texas. And tonight marked a historic moment for that play. It marked the first time that the play has ever been performed in Kentucky. Why is that important? The play itself is about coal miners. Some guys that get trapped in a coal mine, and the company does not give two craps about getting them back. Even though publicly, of course, they're doing everything they can. We know better. And I guess being a regional person, like I am, again, you're going to get some dark me. But being a regional person like I am, sort of hit home for me, the whole coal miner thing. Especially considering my father is a former coal miner. Back in the day, his father actually pulled him out of high school in order to mine. He later on got his GED, and it was one of the highest GED grades in the state. But anyway, that's just me bragging on Dad for a second. You'd never know it with Dad anyway, because he's sort of like me. He takes intelligence on anything he can soak into his brain. But anyway, point is, this play was fantastic, and the guy that played the foreman, I had to go up and shake his hand and tell him what I'm about to tell you is a compliment. I wanted to punch you. And he laughed and took it as the compliment I intended it as. So now, the way that I'm going to finish my night off is I've got the usual call with the boys, and of course, it's game night for the Diamond Club. So, those are my two things. So, gonna finish the night off right. It's the 7th of October, 2017, and I just did something. I might, just might, have bought Diablo 3 and Overwatch. I don't have a problem. You have a problem. But no, I've been meaning to buy those anyway, and I got the budget fixed to where I'll be able to pay all my bills and stuff like that. So sometimes I do stuff like that for myself when it's time. So yeah, I'm gonna spend the day playing games, I think. I just gotta wait for both of them to download. Plus, I am going to try out Fortnite as well, since that was free. I downloaded it yesterday. So yeah, today's gonna be a day of games, I think. Just to relax. Because I don't have that many chores that I've pretty much cleared out most of my chores. Anyway, that's what my day's gonna be. Good lord, I need to dust off Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm, especially considering apparently soon, in like 10 days, the Dill's Hearthstone League is starting back up, and I have not touched Hearthstone since Knights of the Frozen Throne came out. I am seriously behind, and I am going to be disadvantaged if I don't get my crap together. Anyway, I had a plan today. I was going to go out because I thought that the announcement that McDonald's had made about today involving the releasing all of their sauces, which, by the way, I'm on to you, McDonald's. You camouflage the fact that you're making a Rick and Morty reference by releasing the Szechuan sauce along with all the other global sauces. We know that you're just doing this because of Rick and Morty. You can't fool us one bit. But anyway, that being said, they've only released the global sauces in specific areas, so if I wanted to try the all-famous Szechuan sauce, I would be driving for about at least 2 hours and going to an extraordinarily complicated town that my brain couldn't possibly process. I would be going from Williamsburg, Kentucky, where I am, all the way to Lexington, Kentucky, if you want to look that up on Google Maps, so you can kind of get an idea. That is not happening. I am not that big of a fan of Rick and Morty or that culinarily minded, even though both of those are pretty high. If you made a character sheet of me, you'd give those a lot of points. But no, it's not happening. So I'm just going to be sad in the fact that it was 2 hours away, but I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I mean, if a group of friends decided to take a trip to be silly and do that, then maybe I would join them for that trip. But doing it solo, no, just not worth it. Especially imagine if it ended up sucking. Oh god, the disappointment would be palpable. So the result of today's gaming experience, Overwatch, I am decent. That's all I can say. Decent. I'm clearly leaning towards being a diva main, which, yeah, I kind of suspected that was going to be the case. But, yeah, plus, I got that police officer skin that I earned in that Heroes event a couple of months back. Gotta put it to good use. Fortnite, I am still getting the ropes of it. I need to figure out where to land properly, and then I need to figure out how to deal with the people that freaking jump and shoot at the same time, because those people are my kryptonite, and I seem to keep running into them. I don't know why they do it. Actually, yes, I do. It's because it helps them win, but I wish they wouldn't do it to me. Just saying. Meanwhile, Diablo? Oh, I'm in love with Diablo. Loving it. The character I decided to play as is a Crusader. So, yeah, I got my Crusader going on. Just for the irony of it and everything like that. Plus, it's setting up my style right now to be the one that's just smacking something around. It's satisfying. Later on, I'll try out the other classes, but for now, I'm playing out the main story as a Crusader and seeing how it goes from there. Anyways, just gonna relax the rest of the night, and then tomorrow we'll be doing Gig and going through Who. But until then, good night, everybody.